Good morning, my androids. It is Andrew the Android Kowalski here. I'm the goat. Ah! The scapegoat. Say hello to the scapegoat, guys. So let's join and get this party started, all right? Let's join and get this party started here. At the very least, Rusty. I know you're at work today, and work is obviously top priority. You got to pay the bills, but also, I kind of want to see you. At my beck and call. I want Rusty at my beck and call here. People like that. People like the way I can guzzle water and then go, yes. 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 All right. If there was a competitive water drinking contest, I think, quite frankly, I would do pretty well at it. Because I can guzzle water with ease, man. I can guzzle water with ease. Although I have encephalic esophagitis, EOE. I don't know what caused that, but whatever did, probably would prevent me from competitively eating. Because I would probably choke. I would always say, like, you see these competitive eaters, like the hot dog eating contest? Like, how do these people not choke? I mean, is it real? Or is it like pro wrestling? Is it fake? Like Joey Chestnut, for example. Is he really eating that many hot dogs? If so, does he vomit afterwards? How do you let 70 hot dogs sit in your stomach? And secondly, I guess the point is, how do you let 70-something hot dogs sit in your stomach? Is it real? And how do they not choke? I think one year there's going to, assuming it's real, I think somebody's going to fucking choke to death, right? I mean, I guess they have medical people on site, but it seems like a recipe for disaster. I fucking come close to choking, and I'm like chewing, and I'm actually eating. These people are fucking swallowing hot dogs. How are they not choking to death? Like I'm like nibbling on a hot dog, and I feel like I'm gonna fucking choke. You know what I mean? I guess they're trained professionals. So he says they trained for it, buddy. It's like an Olympic athlete. They trained so they don't choke to death. Still, even so, when you guzzle 70-something hot dogs in 8 minutes, it seems like somebody's going to have a real bad choking accident sometime soon. I realize they're really trained competitive eaters and such, but it seems like there's going to be a bad choking accident, right? I mean, eating 3 hot dogs chewing, I feel like I'm going to choke to death sometimes, so I don't know. You know what I mean, Rusty? You know what I mean? I realize they're trained competitive eaters and they know what they're doing. I mean, they're able to guzzle 70 hot dogs in 8 minutes. I don't know why they want to, but they're able to. But, it seems like it's a recipe for choking to death. You know what I mean? I'll watch that, Rusty. How was the football? I didn't hear from you yesterday. You were absent most of the day. How was football? Did anything cool happen? What team do you like? What team do you like? I know my father, he likes the New York Jets. Apparently, they're going to have a good season this year. I know Rusty's big in. I know Rusty's big into football. I personally don't watch it. Somebody says the Jets play tonight. Yeah, man. Maybe the Jets will win the Super Bowl. I hope so. I don't really care, but it would be cool. I mean, it would be cool if they won the Super Bowl. Somebody says go over Poppy's and watch the Jets with him tonight. Well, actually, we're going to NAMI this evening, so I don't think we will be going. I'll be watching the Jets, but I hear they have a good team. NAMI is 6:30 till about 8. So it's in the evening probably about when the Jets play. What time do the Jets play? At 8 p.m. So maybe I can come home and catch the game in progress. So the game doesn't start till 8:20. All right, maybe we could, as they say, maybe we could still catch a good chunk of the game, assuming they're not losing by the time I get home. Hey, Deborah, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Somebody asks me, what did Poppy do for work? He worked at an insurance company in an office. Deborah says it's her birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday. How old will you be turning? She'll be turning 31. It's her first birthday as Sometimes I need to realize everything is okay. Everything is okay. Everything is all good, they say. So he says, watch the game tonight. Okay, well, maybe we could chat during the game. We could exchange some text messages. Maybe we could get into the New York Jets. That might be good. Might be fun. Maybe we could get into the New York Jets this season, assuming they have a good season. The New York Jets. Maybe we can get Jets merchandise. Someone says, don't be a fair-weathered fan. Really get into the New York Jets. Really get into the New York Jets. Really, like, memorize their players, and I don't know if I like football enough. So he says, someone is tired. I'm not really sure why. I did get sleep last night. I don't know. I did. I just had some coffee. I just had some coffee and oolong tea. So I'm not really sure why I'm tired. But I guess you're right. I guess I'm tired. I didn't wake up in the middle of the night, like from 1 to about midnight to like about 1:30 listening to music. Does anybody else do that? I mean, who sleeps the whole night through, and who wakes up at like midnight and listens to music for like an hour and a half, then goes back to bed? Like who? I don't know. I feel like off the psychiatric medication, I would sleep the whole night through, but the Abilify disrupts my sleep. Then I wake up in the middle of the night and I can't get back to bed. So I like listen to music for an hour and a half, then I go back to bed. Anybody else wake up in the middle of the night? At least that's usually. So he says, I'm sure people deal with that a lot. Yeah. I guess I should try. And obviously, don't look at the phone. Try to take the phone and put it away from the bed. And yeah, I wake up in the middle of the night. Yeah. Deborah says she's a bit of a light sleeper. Yeah, man. So he says, there's new pictures of Deborah's friend are top notch. Let me see. Where are they? Where are they located? Let me see if I can see the pictures of Deborah's friend. Apparently she's not single, though, so that's too bad. But okay, let's look at. Let's see if I can see Deborah's friend. Is she a cute woman? Oh, I don't know, man. I can't find this. Where is Deborah's friend? Which Discord is it in? I'm looking at your Discord. I can't find it. I'm trying to see if I could see your friend. Okay. Oh yeah, man, your friend is cute. Your friend is definitely cute. Gotta love women, Gotta love women. That's definitely it. That's definitely a cool thing. You're not dating, right? She's just a friend of yours. Deborah says she is adorable. That's great, Deborah. That's great. Deborah's just friends with her. But you said she's dating somebody, right? She's not interested in dating anybody. She's in a relationship. Somebody says, if I wanted, I could meet her. Well, to be honest with you, I know Rusty says right now I'm like the Kraken. And, obviously maybe I need to, maybe I'm self-conscious. Maybe, maybe I need to get more mentally stable and go to places like NAMI. And I don't know. I mean, if she's interested, if she knows the situation and she's interested in socializing with me, I definitely wouldn't mind going on a date, but I don't know. If I have an opportunity to meet her, I would. Oh, she's only here for a few more weeks, though. No, I'm looking for a long-term potential girlfriend. I'm looking for a potential long-term girlfriend, Somebody says she knows the situation. She watched your stream. Not a date, though. What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, she's taken. She's taken. She's in a relationship. That's all right. Might be good socialization practice, but then again, maybe try to find somebody else. How old is your friend, Deborah? Roughly about 31. Hey, Sass. How you doing, Sass? You gotta know the situation. Yeah, I hate to be self-conscious, but there's a lot you have to take into consideration with me, So what was the last video game I was really into before I grew out of it? I think I played a lot of Counter-Strike and Team Fortress Classic and a lot of these computer games. However, probably in my college years, my brother was really pushing for me to play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. He said the games are a text-based adventure. You don't have to focus on learning the controls, and you'll really dig it. So I'm like, all right. So I think the last game I really played was Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney in my college years. And I actually enjoyed the game, believe it or not. It was simple. The controls were simple enough, and I didn't. It's basically like a point and click and text based adventure that's just simple. It's just not a hard game. Rusty says objection. I think when it comes to the Ace Attorney series, the first Phoenix Wright is the good one. The second one has a good last chapter, and the third one's okay. That's how I saw it. I played all 3 games. So he says Trauma Center is a really good game. Yeah, I heard that. I heard that's very similar. Trauma Center, very quirky, like the Ace Attorney series. Yeah, I think at this point, maybe the best place for me to meet a woman would. I know they say, obviously some people know women that would be interested in me, maybe. However, right now I'm like the Kraken, so maybe the best place to go is NAMI. The best place to go is to socially engage and to try to mentally recover. Somebody asks me, do I get auditory or visual hallucinations? I don't, Chad. Chad, I do not get auditory or visual hallucinations. I mostly suffer from delusions and psychosis. I've never heard a voice that wasn't there. So he says, then go back to Poppy's place and watch the New York Jets tonight. So he says, you are lucky, I guess. But I am diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder, and I do blur fantasy and reality, and I lose touch with reality. The line between fantasy and reality became blurred in my mind, and I can often my fantasies become realities. So, also known as delusions. So that's a thought disorder in itself. You know what I mean? So that's pretty bad too. You got to be able to tell what reality is. So, Mrs. The voices would probably tell you your parents are deceivers. I'm just telling him the truth. He's lucky. Yeah, fair enough. At least I don't hear voices. Chad sounds like he's speaking from personal experience. If I were to, you know. There's nothing wrong with what Chad said. In fact, a lot. I mean, not a lot of people, but there are people who get auditory hallucinations and visual hallucinations, and it is what it is. I mean, it's just. But yeah, I personally don't, which I guess I'm lucky. But then again, it's like saying, oh, I don't have cancer, therefore I'm lucky. I guess you're lucky if you don't have cancer, but I mean, don't really think about it like that. Isn't that Chad is talking in the third person? Isn't that That reminds me of Dwayne The Rock Johnson. It also reminds me of that Seinfeld episode with that guy who would talk in the third person. On the forum Audio and Anarchy many years ago, I had a bit where I would talk in the third person. But yeah, that's kind of, don't talk in the third person. Don't say Andrew likes putting sunscreen on because Andrew doesn't want skin cancer. You know, I mean, some people like talking in the third person. You know, talk in the first person. I mean, yeah, I guess do what feels natural. You know, do what feels natural. You know, don't if talking in the third person doesn't feel natural to you, then don't do it. Do what feels natural. Try to behave naturally like yourself. That's my advice. You know, Andrew is really angry. Andrew wants revenge on the persecutors. Don't talk in the third person is the moral of the story, Chad. Unless, of course, you want to, and it feels natural to you. In which case, you do you, man. You do fucking you. People will look at you like you're a fucking weirdo, but you know, I personally would say, all right, I guess Chad likes talking in the fucking third person. That's probably that would be my reaction to it. But most people will look at you like you're a weirdo. Do I want revenge? No, not particularly. Is that a goal of mine? Not particularly. Like, what do you mean by revenge? The best revenge is massive success. The best revenge is happiness. The best revenge is no revenge. Like revenge on who and for what? Chad, let's expand this further here. Who do I want revenge on and for what? The bullies from middle and high school, my parents, like who personally right now do I want revenge on? That you know. Somebody says, give Chad the quick release. Somebody says, you just want revenge against the deceivers. You know, Chad. Well, I mean, honestly, the best revenge is to live life well. The best revenge is happiness. The best revenge is no revenge. So, to answer your question, no, I don't want revenge. I want to enjoy my life. I want to be like Elon Musk, a billionaire who's eating the best foods, who's living at a resort, you know. You know, I don't want to be like, I don't know who. I don't want to. Yeah, just no. I basically no. The best revenge is to be like Elon Musk. Somebody says just drop Chad from the rafters. Put Chad up. Chad, you know what? You're gonna go up to the rafters and let's see what Chad says next. Somebody says it could be frustrating when that revenge doesn't happen. Yeah, obviously, you got to make yourself a billionaire. You got to make yourself successful. That's a fair point. It could be very frustrating watching other people succeed when you're just sitting in solitary confinement, pouring your life down the drain. That's for sure. That's for sure. And you might say, I deserve success too. But stop wishing and make it happen. You know, make myself a billionaire. All right, bye bye, Chad. Chad is gone. Chad hit the plunge from the rafters and is dead in the ring. Goodbye, Chad. The show must go on, though. The show must go on. We'll scoop him out of the ring like a piece of trash, and the show must go on. That's what Chad would have wanted. Chad would have wanted the show to go on. Somebody says, Sass says, Chad needs to catch it, check it, change it. Yes, Sass. Chad needs to catch it, check it, change it. Ever notice, like, when somebody dies, people say, oh, that's what they would have wanted, or that's what they would have. You're speaking for the dead. I don't know. That's what the dead person would have wanted. I mean, say what you will about Chad. He was sparking some good conversations. I mean, for what it's worth, he was trolling the shit out of me and getting me to go on bad topics, but he was sparking some good conversations. So, but yeah, he definitely earned his quick release, Chad. Chad definitely earned his quick release, so. Deborah says disagreed. Chad was trolling you. Chad was getting you to talk about inappropriate things. Chad was doing bad things. And, Deborah doesn't think Chad was sparking interesting conversations at all. Deborah thinks Chad was, Deborah says, I am too eager to let in trolls. Fair point, Deborah. Fair point. It will get me into trouble. Don't let the trolls troll me. Don't take the bait. Don't take the bait. They're trolling me. Chad was trolling me. Don't eat the bait. Deborah says, I like attention. And who doesn't? Who doesn't like attention? She gets it. But, obviously, the conversations they were sparking, they were trying to get me to say, like, bad things. So, obviously, don't react to the trolls. Don't feed the trolls. Hey, TB, how you doing? Welcome. Welcome. Deborah says, you like to feel like people are interested and invested in you. That can be used against you, though. TB says he is good and chipper. How am I? I'm doing good. I'm good and chipper too, TB. I'm good and chipper too. So I see a little toggle switch. Yeah, I had an unpleasant conversation with my mom, which obviously got me emotional. So on that note, toggle the switch to off, calm down, and I don't know. Me and my mother butt heads constantly, I guess. Me and my mother butt heads constantly. Any ideas what I could do for lunch? I would have my mother make me. I would have her make me chicken nuggets, but she's having some medical problems, so I don't know. I mean, I feel like she's the boy who cried wolf with her medical problems. This could be the wolf, and I wouldn't believe her. I'm like, oh, okay, sure, sure. You're having medical problems. All right. You know what I mean? She's a little bit of a hypochondriac. She's like, I'm hemorrhaging. I'm like, yeah. Oh, are you? So just make your own chicken nuggets in the air fryer. So, obviously, when somebody is a hypochondriac and they constantly think they're sick and dying for like your whole life, you kind of get to the point where you're like, okay, I don't believe you, but all right, fair enough. Go to the doctor. You do you. If you listen to my mother, she would have been dead 20 years ago from like cancer or something. And she's not. She's still alive and kicking and doesn't have a terminal life threatening diagnosis. So I think she's okay. Forget dead 20 years ago. She would have been dead 30 years ago. And she's pushing 70. And she cries about it too, and she wants you to empathize. I'm like, this is your toggle switch of the day, mom. Toggle the switch to off. You're not sick and dying. You're not hemorrhaging blood. Relax. Maybe she is. Maybe this is the wolf. Maybe this is finally the situation that's true. But I'm like, yeah, no, it's not. Sometimes it's good to be a hypochondriac because you can catch stuff early. Yeah, let's play devil's advocate here. Yeah, sometimes being a hypochondriac, you can catch cancer and fight it. Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good to be proactive when it comes to your health. That's for sure. But not cry about it to everybody. And, I don't know. Somebody says, if she's close to 70, you should take her health claims seriously. Yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe I should be more empathetic. 70 years old is up there. I guess you're right. Try to be more empathetic towards my mother. Fair point. But then again, getting a colonoscopy and succumbing to death from a fucking colonoscopy is like, it's like, all right, come on. Somebody says, even if she's a hypochondriac, just showing concern can go a long way. I feel like she doesn't show me empathy, concern, or care, what happens to me. And in fact, she makes comments that are condescending and even seems like she gets sadistic pleasure from my suffering. So why should I be empathetic towards her? You know what I mean? I guess because she's my mother. But if somebody is not really concerned about your safety, if somebody's not really concerned about your health, if somebody's not really concerned if you get cancer, why should you cry if they do, And I realize I'm dependent on her. I realize I have, if she died, I would be up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. I could potentially be homeless or in the psychiatric hospital. But, when somebody is, doesn't really empathize with you, why should you be empathetic towards them? And I realize maybe that will repair the relationship and I could have a more loving, empathetic, and warm relationship with my mother if she's empathetic towards me and I'm empathetic towards her. It would be a lot more pleasant of a household to live in, that's for sure. But, I feel like she treats me like a burden, like I'm the bane of her existence, like I'm the scapegoat. I feel like she hates me. And, it's just eventually somebody who's treated like they're a scapegoat and a burden is just going to start to resent the person who's telling them they're a loser over and over again and not take their claim seriously and just be like, oh, fuck this person, even if the person does love you down deep. Maybe familiarity breeds contempt. And, obviously absence will make the heart grow fonder. So if I'm given some space, if I get independence from my mother, maybe I'll be more appreciative of all she's done and has done for me. But right now it's just hostile dependency. I feel like she's the dominant one. I'm the dependent one, and she's sadistic towards me. I feel like she takes stuff out on me and it isn't my fault. And, so on that note, I don't know. All right, guys, I guess I'm going to get going here. Adios, amigos and amigas. Peace out. All right, okay, but before I go, somebody has a question for me, and it's something that's pretty interesting to elaborate on. Somebody asks me, on a typical day, how many hours are you in your apartment? I feel like I'm in solitary confinement most of the day. However, I do go to the gym in the morning. I do take walks around the neighborhood, but I'm in solitude most of the day. However, I'm alone in my head most of the day. I don't interact with people most of the day, but I do take walks around the neighborhood, and I spend a lot of time alone in what feels like solitary confinement. So I'm not socially engaging. I'm alone in my head, but I do walk to the supermarket to get like a chocolate. I do walk places and go places and go to, I walk to the supermarket to get my sweets, I do have a brother, but for some reason he doesn't seem like he wants a relationship with me. So on that note, I don't have any friend. By bros, do you mean friends? I do have some friends, and I have a good friend who I see once a week, usually. But he's male. He's not a romantic partner, obviously, and I desire more intimacy. And I desire more friends. And obviously, it would be good to get some structure. It would be good to get some sort of, obviously, you wouldn't mind coming back to your apartment and relaxing in the evening if you had some sort of structure to your day. If you had some sort of place you went and socially engaged and made some money. I mean, obviously, the problem is I don't have any structure in my day. I just sit in fucking solitary confinement alone in my head. That's the fucking problem. That's the fucking problem. If I had a life and I had some place I go that gave me purpose, structure, I wouldn't mind coming home and sitting in solitude and unwinding with music. The problem is, all my time is unwinding. All my time is sitting in solitude. All my time is relaxation time. That's the problem. Somebody says, it sounds like you have it pretty good, to be perfectly honest. He has friends. You know, you got to make your own friends and your own food and blah, 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 blah. Just basically get out of your head, dude. You know, they say never be alone with your thoughts. Get out of solitude. Talk to people. Somebody asks me, could I volunteer somewhere? I mean, there's an improv class that's starting. Maybe I could volunteer somewhere. Yeah, I mean, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Doing something would actually be a good idea. Yeah. Getting a lady is ultimately what I want. I want financial independence, a girlfriend, and you know, some sort of purpose in a life. Right now, I feel like I have no fucking life. You know, what am I doing? What the fuck am I doing with my life? Somebody says, you cannot get a girlfriend without independence first. I'm dependent on my parents. And, you know, obviously, I guess if I was in my early 20s, maybe a woman would be more accepting of that. But right now, my mother is, you know, taking care of me. And, you know, not many, unless somebody has a disability themselves, nobody really wants to date that, you know? Somebody says, there are several hotties that want to be with a guy with no money. I mean, maybe if you try to get like a 50-year-old sugar mama or a woman with a disability, but you know, like what 30-something-year-old woman who's really cute wants to date some guy who's sitting on the couch and posting on social media all day long? Unless she believes the delusion, this is my ticket to being like Elon Musk. Unless she believes that delusion, folie à deux, I mean, she'll be like, there's no fucking future here. What the fuck is this guy doing? He's wasting his life, pouring his life down the drain as a loser. You know, unless somebody shares this delusion that I'm going to be a movie star, I mean, like, who would date me? So this is a girl with a disability might date me, and somebody with schizoaffective. Yeah, I mean, like I could date somebody with schizoaffective who's bipolar or has schizophrenia, who's disabled themselves. But like, what hot accountant would say, "Wow, this guy's a future movie star. This guy's going to be like Elon Musk." They'd be like, you know, like that's not what anybody would say. They would say, "What would this guy's pouring his life down the drain? He's sitting on the couch. He's wasting his life. He has no money. He's dependent on his mother. He's disabled. He's low functioning." They're not saying this is the next Elon Musk. They're saying this is a fucking loser. So he says, if you treat her real good, she won't be able to find anyone better, and she always comes back. That's a good point, Duck. Somebody asks me, do I think my mother would be willing to care for you and my girlfriend, or would that be the straw that broke the camel's back? You know, obviously, I protest that my mother is too involved in my relationships and friendships and life in general. I say my mother's too controlling in general. If she started taking care of my girlfriend too, I'd say, get fuck off, mom. However, sometimes I protest she's not controlling enough. And I'm like, why doesn't she help me get a girlfriend? Why doesn't she help me meet somebody? So I guess it's a catch-22. On one hand, I want my mother to control me in my life and to protect me and to meet me a girlfriend. On the other hand, I want her to fuck off and get lost, you know? Somebody says, yeah, go for some exercise, go out there, get off social media. Adios, amigos and amigas. I'm gonna head out now. Unless you have a really good. All right. Adios, amigos and amigas. Peace out.